Tonight, passengers at Hartsfield-Jackson had to wait for another plane to take them to Los Angeles. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jovita Moore.
I'm Justin Farmer, and this is about the FAA grounding all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 aircraft after two deadly crashes overseas. And now we are finding out if this could lead to more delays for travelers in Atlanta. Channel 2's Alyssa Hyman now live at Hartsfield-Jackson with what our consumer advisor Clark Howard told you. Alyssa?
Well, it's good news for the hundreds who fly in and out of Hartsfield-Jackson daily. He says the impact will be minimal since we're talking about such a small percentage of the overall flights, especially here in Atlanta. We got to the airport Wednesday afternoon just as passengers from Southwest Flight 2531 were picking up their bags.
It was fine, really smooth, no problems or issues.
Deneen Mackey was on the flight. It was one of the last Boeing 737 MAX 8 planes in the air before President Trump and the FAA grounded the aircraft.
We landed and we were on the tarmac for a while.
Many passengers learned the news while they were still sitting on the plane.
They made the announcement that the flight was supposed to be continuing on to LA, but anybody who was continuing on to LA, they had to have a plane change.
The emergency order is in response to two recent plane crashes abroad.
My friends and family and coworkers are very happy that I'm not going to be on any more MAX 8s because I do travel with Southwest quite a bit.
3 U.S. airlines are impacted, Southwest, American, and United, and it's left some worried about the impact.
Hopefully I don't have to rebook flights. That would be a pain.
But Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard told me travelers don't need to worry.
They're going to have no problem rebooking people. This isn't Christmas week. This isn't Thanksgiving week.
He says the overall impact will be minimal, especially here in Atlanta, because Delta doesn't fly these planes.
Only 1% of flights in the United States approximately are on MAXs. So even with all the MAXs grounded, it's going to be really easy for American, United, and Southwest to reaccommodate people.
So unless you were already scheduled on one of these flights, scheduled to leave in the next 48 hours, Clark says you probably don't need to worry. He says the airline will likely already rebook you automatically. And if not, he says you should call your airline, tell them that you were scheduled to be on one of these planes, and they should rebook you then. For now, reporting live at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Alyssa Hyman, Channel 2 Action News Night Beat.
All right, so noted. So hopefully it won't be too much of an inconvenience for people for the rest of the week, at least. Alyssa, thank you.
And for its part, Boeing is standing by its airplane, but also saying that they support today's move. Here's the statement. Boeing continues to have full confidence in the safety of the 737 MAX. Boeing has determined, out of an abundance of caution and in order to reassure the flying public of the aircraft's safety, to recommend to the FAA the temporary suspension of operations of the entire global fleet.
Several U.S. airlines do use the 737 MAX planes. Southwest has 34 of them. American has 24. United has 14. Delta Airlines, based here in Atlanta, does not have that plane. We will stay on this investigation into the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft and the crash in Ethiopia and the earlier one in Indonesia. We'll let you know what the government determines.